Hello folks, welcome to our canal channel Jose. Today we got our 66 touch charger and we're going to be replacing or installing a filler neck grommet where it connects from the filler neck to the gas tank. Its job of this grommet is to seal and prevent gas from coming out. And due to the level where it sits, it's always touching fuel. So they're made from a special rubber so they can resist fuel. So this is used from 64 to 74 Mopars. And today we're gonna give you an idea of how we install it on our 66, and this applies for a 67 charger as well. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Today we're gonna be replacing this grommet that goes in the fuel tank where the filler neck goes into the fuel tank. And we have the new one from Original Equipment Productions. We bought it at a Classic Industries. The job of this gasket or grommet is to seal right where the neck or the filler neck goes into the fuel tank. And this guy has a very important job. It has to stop any fuel from trying to leak out. And this, with time, it dries up. And as you can see, this one, we were having some trouble with this one. So the part number is MF296, and it's for a 64 to 74 Mopar filler neck grommet that goes right at the tank. So as you can see, here's the old one, here's the new one, same diameter. It has the same angle or like a funnel. So then when you push it in the pipe, it goes in centers and it goes in. We're gonna have to add some grease or some lubricant to it. And then the side, this one is thicker, but this one is gonna do the job just fine. What we care is about that falling into the tank sheet metal, and when it's on and the filler neck falls in, so it seals on both sides. So let's put it into the tank and start the job. This is the filler neck. This is how the grommet is going to have to end up around the filler neck, and that's how it's going to go into the tank. This one has to seal around the tank and the filler neck. That's the purpose of this grommet that we're going to be installing. That's the opening where the filler neck goes into, and this grommet goes right into the gas tank, so it seals into the gas tank, and then the filler neck goes right shoved into this. So we put it here and then put the filler neck in. So now that we have put the grommet, we're going to put some lubricant around it, because that filler neck is going to go in there and it's going to be very tight fit. So for us to be able to get this guy in there, what we had to do is we actually heat up this steel pipe on the tip with a heat gun. And once we got it hot, we brought it in, we put it in there, we put the bolt, just presented it, tightening it as much as we could with play. So it's loose. Actually, it's loose, but it's the grommet is keeping everything from moving. And once we were able to shove it in, we used the pry bar from here to push the pipe in. And then from this side, we were moving it up and down and up and down, so the other end will release as it's trying to bite into the rubber, and it slides in with the grease on. So once we did that, this is loose. We're going to tighten that one. And then we had to drop the tank down a little bit with the strap, the bolt and the nut 9/16 on the other side. We have to loosen it all the way out to where it's flush with the uh, rod that comes up from the hook. So the nut is grabbing all the nut threads into the hook only. So that way we can give space on dropping the tank to be able to work with this. We took the 90 from this side off. We're going to put it on. We're going to have to work it right here. We're not going to mess with this anymore because that was a pain in the butt to get in there. So with that, let's we're going to tighten the tank back up, or we're going to put the 90 here. either way, but everything's going back on. We're gonna show you how we dropped the tank. We didn't drop, we just loosened it. So we were able to have more play here, because this is the hardest part about this, putting that grommet or the filler neck into the grommet, which is goes a really close, very tight fit. So for this, we're gonna put grease around this so that 90 slides in, but we're gonna put both clamps on this side. So once we put the 90, we can slide them to its place. So now this, you see this hook right here, this is for the strap that holds the tank against the frame. So what we did, we loosened it as much as we could all the way to the end so that the tank would be able to maneuver. So we're gonna tighten it up so that way it's get tucked into the chassis again, to the car, because we just wanted to play around with the tank to be able to shove the grommet or the fill-up neck into the grommet, which was a pain in the butt. But now we just tighten that and we are going back to the other side. So now we already tightening that hook so the tank is solid into the car. Now we got the bolt that holds that structure against the frame, and we got the 90 back on with the clamps tightening them. And we took these out, the 90, so we were able to grab that filler neck right here on the bottom and move it up and down while this bolt was in there loose. So we were able to maneuver up there so it will grab and release and shove itself, go in, and we heat up the tip with the heat gun so that way it would actually soften the plastic as it was going in. But to put this guy into the grommet while it's on here, oh, it was a pain in the butt. Pretty tight fit. We use grease and heat up the tube. Not easy task, I'm telling you. You need to replace this, you're gonna suffer with that, with with a little bit of you gotta drop the tank a little bit to be able to push and get it in there. It's gonna be a job, quite a job. And well, folks, hopefully this video was useful and helpful how to install this grommet on a small part, and especially on a 66, 67 Dodge Charger. So if you got this grommet on your car that is broken or is brittle, I recommend you replacing it. These seals have a very big job, and that's to prevent gas from leaking out from the tank. So we show you a little bit and give you a little basic idea on how we did this. And well, folks, hopefully this video was useful and helpful how to install, or how we did the installation of this grommet into the filler neck into the gas tank of this 66, 67 Charger. And this applies for this grommet is used in 64 to 74 Moparts, and they're not very expensive. It's just the time and the components you gotta remove to replace this seal, so, or this grommet. So with that said, folks, for our friends who are watching our video, have to subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in el canal del Chano Jose.